2007 Jeep Wrangler. I wasn't going to videotape this. All I'm doing is putting plugs and wires on, but I want you guys to just see how the plugs looked that I took out of this Jeep. Now, this Jeep's got 278,000 miles on it. Now, I've already got this side done. I do want to show you what I used just to make the job easier. Let me get set up here with the tools that I use to do the driver's side, and because I want to show you the easiest way to do this side. And you may not have an extension this long, but you can couple a bunch of extensions together. But if you have a long extension, you can do all three plugs on this side very quick and very easy. They're hidden down in here, but they're angled up toward, the opening of the hood. And if you got a long extension, you just reach right down in there and you can get straight on them and twist them on out of there. Now, another thing that is nice about these Jeeps, and I don't know if you're going to be able to see or not, but the coil pack is numbered as to which wire goes to which plug. So the front three is for this side, the driver's side. And what do you got here? You got, I think, 4, 6, 4, and 2 on this side. 2 is the very front plug. Number 1 is passenger side. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So these 3 here is going to go to this side. You can go ahead and pull these plug. If you're going to do your plug wires also, you can go ahead and just take the plug wires completely off. You don't need to worry about doing them one by one. Take them off, get them out of your way, zip the plugs out, put your new plugs in, and then go ahead and put your plug wires back on. And you can be done. Now, I've already got the plug wires completely off of this other side too, passenger side. Here's the plug wires off that side. There is a little harness there that you'll want to put back on just to help keep the wires separated. And I'll show you putting them back on. Like I said, I wasn't going to show this, but I'm going to show you the plugs. I've already taken the plugs out of this side. Now, the other thing you can do on these Jeeps, which helps a lot, is just go ahead and open the hood completely up. And that way it gets completely out of your way. And so I've already got the plugs out. I'm getting ready to put the plugs back in this side. But let me show you the plugs real quick, because you're going to love this. I've already got all 6 plugs out. Now, before I begin, let me show you what a new plug looks like. I don't know if that's, hopefully that's showing up. I don't know. That's what a new plug looks like, and hopefully that's coming through. Let me see if I can zoom in. Maybe this will work better. You can see the center electrode, you can see the side electrode. This is the new plug. Now I'm going to show you the first plug I took out and what it looked like. Hopefully that's coming through. It does have some center electrode there, but that outer electrode, the side electrode rather, it is eroded paper thin. The gap is probably a couple hundred thousandths. Here's another one. This Jeep didn't have any drivability problems. The engine ran purred like a kitten. Now those are the 3 that actually had some center electrode. Here's the 3. The center electrode is literally flush with the ceramic. Look at that. The gap is probably 250 thousandths. And this thing, like I say, it ran great. Did not have any kind of drivability problems at all. Hopefully that's coming through. Now, and again, now these are Champion plugs. 278,000 miles on them. I'm putting NGKs in them. These are platinum. What I'm putting in them is platinum. I'm not sure what these are. I mean, they don't look like they're platinum to me. So I don't know what they were. I'm assuming these are the factory plugs. We bought the Jeep used, so I don't know. You know, if the plugs had ever been changed or not. We've had the Jeep probably about 5 years. We have not changed the plugs in it. The only reason I'm changing these plugs is because my son's getting ready to go to Kansas for about 3 months for an internship, and I wanted to make sure that the Jeep is in good shape. Even though it ran great and everything, I thought, you know, I can't remember if I put plugs in it, so I'm going to put plugs and wires on it. It is the factory Mopar wires. On one of these, I saw where it said Mopar. So, again, 278,000 miles. Jeep is running great. I'm only changing it because he's getting ready to be gone for about 3 months. We're in Texas. He's going to Kansas. I didn't want to get a phone call and have him say that his Jeep was starting to run bad. So I'm trying to get a head start on it. But let me get set up, and I'm going to put the spark plugs in over there. I'll show you for the driver's side, this is what I use, was just a long extension. It's like a 3-foot extension, 3/8, with a ratchet and your regular 5/8 socket. And that got these 3 out real quick and easy. Literally 5 minutes, I had these plugs out and the wires replaced. The other side is going to be a little bit different because the plugs are angled the other way, and the battery and the tip-em is in the way. There's quite a few things in the way, but it's still doable. There's a little hose clamp that I took off to get these heater hoses to kind of move, so I could just, get a little extra room down in there. So let me get set up here. And I've got that 1-inch extension that I'm using. Actually, is a wobble extension. You don't have to use a wobble, but that's just that's the only 1-inch extension that I've got here at the house. And spark plugs don't have to be tightened way up. Just snug them up. That's all you need. Okay, so the plugs are in over here. Now I'm going to start the plug wires. So let me kind of get those laid out. Okay, so what I did on the plug wires, I've already got the little clip right here where the factory plug wires had it. And I've labeled this side 1, 3, and 5, and 1, 3, and 5. Because this part right here is hidden behind the intake. So I'm going to have to route these behind the intake. So I'm going to lose track of this part of the wires. And it'll be easier for me to just know to hook this up 1, 3, and 5 on the coil. Then on this end, make sure that I get all 3 of these hooked up right. So let's see what it's going to take to get these routed where they need to be. Okay, this is going to be a 2-hand job, so let me put the camera down. Okay, so I've got them routed back behind the intake. They just kind of lay back behind there. There was, at least on this Jeep, this has probably been taken apart, I would assume, a couple different times. But there wasn't anything back there holding it up. So, okay, so 5, which is this one, it's going to go right back here on the last plug on this side. 3, going to go second to the last. Make sure they snap on good. And then here's 1. there is a little separator here that all the clips broke except this one. This thing was so brittle that I could not get it off. Okay, so I routed the plug wires back behind the intake, got the plugs all hooked up, got the heater hoses clamped back in. The little bracket here was broke on the back side, so I just had to zip tie this, but that ought to hold it. All in all, it's not too bad of a job. Got everything hooked up over here, so now we're going to start it up as soon as I go get the keys. Okay, so we're going to start her up and see if it sounds any different. I'm not suspecting it's going to. Seems about the same. And like I say, there wasn't any problems with it to start with. I just did it because he's going out of state for about 3 months, and I just want to make sure that everything's good. So new plugs and wires, definitely not going to help, or not going to hurt. And as you saw with those old plugs, that coil has got to be a lot less stressed to go ahead and fire the spark on those new plugs than what it was happening to jump. The gap that it was jumping on those old plugs was at least 200 thousandths, and you know, it takes a powerful coil to jump a gap like that. So I have no doubt the coil is probably a lot less worked than what it was. So hopefully we're not going to have any problems with anything else. All right, I'm out. You guys take care.